What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Woo! So this is gonna be a quick video. It's gonna be a quick video about just the Cancer energy. I'm a double Cancer sun and moon, so I'm just gonna kind of do a quick video, kind of talking about some of the energies that I'm aware of at this moment, and that I think is important to be aware of, so that real internal healing and internal, like, being aware of the shadows, like real shadow work. So you gotta how does one, just in general, right, anybody, how can somebody begin to start trying to like help themselves or heal themselves if they don't know they got a problem, right? So that's kind of like a drug, you know what I mean? Somebody that does drugs, for example, a drug addict or somebody. They ain't gonna want to go to rehab and get the help that they need, you know what I'm saying? Start detoxing, or, that whole process of trying to clear out certain toxins and certain negative influences that might be dwelling within, right, in parts of their being. But it's like, how can you even begin to start moving forward into possibly your actual life when you may be still holding on to people, places, and things in the shape of or in the shape or form as memories. It could be traumas. Pretty much emotions and feelings is kind of the root of a lot of things, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you could get to the depth, sometimes it doesn't even take all that, it doesn't require all that depth either. It just be simple shit. But when you become aware of whatever it is that you experiencing as a pattern, any type of logic or any type of things you can see that are tangible in front of you, or the actions that you plan out, a lot of the things people would think it makes them who they are is a lot of times a result of previous occurrences or previous experiences, whether that was past lives. I'm not going to go into the past life thing, but just as far as in this lifetime, having a human experience in a human body, you could still have things from your past life, whether that was days ago, weeks ago, months ago, years ago, that still could be playing out kind of like in your, I don't want to say aura, but in your space. You know what I'm saying? Your space, your spirit, your space. And then your mind is just the solo awareness of that space. So a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? This is where we start talking about your mind and your mentality, and what kind of mind or mentality that you have based upon the thoughts, the masculine, the thoughts, the awareness, and the feelings that go with that, the emotions and the feelings after that that initial spark of awareness that you just emitted. At some point, it's got to bend in on itself to start becoming some type of substance. You know what I'm saying? Some type of substance. Otherwise, it would just stay as an idea in the mind, and most likely just go on and just be maybe an idea or a thought that somebody didn't grab in the spirit realm, or they didn't try to hold on to that. It's like it's almost like trying to push something out, like, and try to pull it, you know what I'm saying? Try to pull it back within your space. And then that's like you creating a mind, that joining the sex of those two type of whatever you was thinking and feeling, right? Or wherever those thoughts of feel, because you're not really the thoughts of feel. We create things. You being a creator, we create things. So whatever kind of, however your no thing, your space was moving, it's just no thing. And then whatever type of awareness that was kind of sparked out of that transition, that movement, that's the kind of body you created, you could say. So this shit is crazy. I'm not trying to go too too deep into some shit, but it's all relevant. So just the cancers, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, just for myself, I'll at least speak for myself. Early on in my life was kind of I guess I was probably more in a subconscious kind of space, being, more in the childlike energy. So things were, I was still more in the receiving mode, but also initiating the emotional vibe, but just internally. So this where that how that would play out would be, for example, it could have been a family member, somebody I was, I grew up around, my mom, siblings, whoever. They could have been trying to possibly maybe help me or provide some type of advice, or a lot of people I grew up with were grown-ups, adults. So I'm kind of more aware of this now, but at the time it was as if I was in a pool of just water, right? And I could hear people talking, but it was like I was in the water though, of my own, whatever I was submerged in my own being that maybe others weren't aware of. And if I was, too young to articulate things and kind of process information, or I wasn't watching Uriel Dolo the Pilot Man at the time, and I didn't have nobody around in my life even anywhere near that kind of a level. So, you know what I'm saying? You kind of just soak in whatever it is that's kind of being pushed out from others also. So I was always trying to figure out, especially being a sun and moon, because that's kind of a conjunct, right? It's the same energy. So your sun is supposed to be kind of like how you want to be what you want to appear to be like. And the moon will kind of be like your actual more internal natures and shit, right? Sun being what you pay attention to, what you're aware of, how others see you, how you kind of wanted to be seen, what you're pushing out as an expression, all right? You know what I'm saying? So everybody's kind of different. So my sun and moon is like kind of the same. I'm almost kind of like an androgynous person. I'm almost like really not even in the yang realm based upon my life and the experiences I've had. Before I go too much into that, I want to stay on point. Um, so like I said early on, even still, but I'm probably more emotionally intelligent and mature at this point, being 28 years old, um, Earth time, because your spirit is just, what I'm saying, there ain't really no time where I'm from. I've been here dummy long. That's how I be feeling. So not even just the feeling. I have actual confirmations that like I've been here for some time. You know what I mean? Whatever lifetime, previous lives. You were all these things. This in general, everybody was all these things: bugs, plants, air particles, trees, animals, like you name it. You were all these things. So we're constantly trying to get out of these lower aspects of ourselves. And I hate to start getting into fucking certain words and shit, because it's really all like positioning. There ain't really no I was here first and you was here last concept. It's all like right now. Somebody could be ahead of you in a certain area, and you could be, in the furthest back of that line, but you might be front in a certain line, and them same type of people you think you behind, they behind you in certain areas. So it's all we all here really to teach and share with each other, and that's kind of the external how this world kind of plays out as the illusion where we all kind of think we're separate, even if you in a room full of a group of people, hundreds of people, thousands of people. You know what I'm saying? You could all still feel like, okay, I feel like, yeah, I'm at a concert right now in a crowd of like hundreds of people. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even know these people. Yeah, I don't even know these niggas. So with that being said, cancers out there, any Cancerians, to correct that, because the world be trying to have Cancerians and some type of like you a cancer cell to the body that these the government body is orchestrating. So they'll look at like a lot of Cancerians like based upon just knowing the energies and whatnot. Cancerians just by default like being in the yin realm, but cardinal, so initiating the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Um, they kind of they don't want too many Cancerians to be in their power, because Cancerians on some percentage level, if not just entirely in some aspect, rule this realm due to the moon, right? The moon being a reflection, and so I don't even want to have to go into all that shit. But fuck, pretty much we in a water cycle, we in a water current. A lot of whatever information or logic, I always kind of like this realm is kind of backwards. Logically, it's like we need all we need all components, but in certain aspects, like I said before, we're all kind of just playing out a teamwork makes the dream work kind of thing. So it's not really one person just in general. Ain't no one person that just got it all figured out. So with that being said, the world kind of maybe from my experience. Now maybe this may not apply to all Cancerians, because there's other aspects, there's alignments, all kind of shit. Just everybody's personal spiritual path, and everybody different. We all playing out a similar life, but just through different vantage points. Same life, different angles. Everybody got their own life though. It's different lives, but it's the same experience, just different parts of the body. Just like you got a body, your finger and your thumb, or whatever the case may be, is not the kneecap joint. You know what I'm saying? In between the shin thigh, the shin leg area, and that runs past the. It's not. Everything is organized and where they at for a reason. So I think the world just in general needs to get out of that. That's a Cancerian message. Really, anybody could be aware of, but that's a Cancerian message. You got a whole internal world inside of you, underneath your skin, filled with all kinds of cells and this, that's, and the thirds, and then all kind of new spirits waiting to be born within you, and new worlds, all kind of just new. So you have the ability to put depth to shit right now, and you could transform how you want to think or feel. And then at some point, if you stay consistent with that over time, it's like you're reprogramming yourself. So over time, it'll play out as, whatever you was paying attention to in like the lightest, most internalist parts of your authentic self. And then it's not until you do a lot of clearing blockages and trying to get out of certain filters and certain programs that might be in this world, and just a lot of clutter, and might just be a lot of shit in your space, in your mind, that is acting as the kind of the vehicle for your space or your spirit, right? Your piece of God. So you can always, you can never like just totally be no thing. You can never just totally be that whatever your piece of God, that the overall all possibility, no thingness that we all kind of, got a piece to. You could never fully just be the overall itself, but you could tap into your piece. And even then, I don't think you probably could never even fully tap into that, because that's a part of the it overall, which is some shit way beyond this shit. So I don't think that it is always gonna kind of need or require some type of, like I said, a spaceship or a body. You know what I'm saying? Something. Whether you want to call that a puppet, You could call that goddamn clothes. You could call that goddamn eyes. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're going to need something, which is sum is a sum. Adding. So it's not just one thing. It's something. It's a collection of sums. One thing that was a product of a bunch of things being added together. That's something. You could create some things, but you ain't never gonna totally be these some things. So I could start talking about hella shit. I want to get back to just to kind of close this video because this shit getting long. But for all the Cancerians, like y'all, like emotions is powerful. You know what I'm saying? So don't get too negative and too into yourself and withdraw yourself from the world, because then that'll play out as you actually creating that kind of experience for yourself, where there might have been times where you just wanted to be left alone to do whatever, you know what I'm saying? It could have just been something creative or just to create that comfortable vibe type of setting for yourself, you know what I'm saying? So you could feel more at peace within your peace and relaxed and this, that, and third. But there was times where now I'm realizing that based upon how much that I was unaware of, first of all, but based upon how much intensity as far as the temperament or how much I added on to whatever emotion and feeling in whatever moments, because it's been years, you know what I'm saying? It's like years of accumulation. But I do remember, I can recall like days, a lot of time, seconds and minutes and hours and days and weeks, as far as moments, you know what I'm saying, that occurred up until now, where I was at some point I was thinking very strongly and adamantly with that, you know what I'm saying, y'all, that stubborn, if it's not my vibe, then you know, then fuck the world type shit. No, I realized I put out a lot of that strong emotions in the area of quote unquote I want to be left alone right now. Leave me the fuck alone, or don't bother me. Can't you see I'm doing something I'm emotionally invested in at the moment? You trying to like get into my world right now? You trying to take me out of my world? A whole gang of thoughts, but mainly the leave me the fuck alone energy, right? I'm still working on that. That's still a daily battle, because at the end of the day, it's still a war for space. It's still spiritual warfare going on, and there's thoughts and feelings being, you know what I'm saying, trying to take over your dwelling and shit, and kill you spiritually, so you'll be spiritually dormant somewhere, and then they'll go flying around in your goddamn body vessel, you know what I'm saying, until you goddamn wake the fuck up, and back in the, you know what I'm saying. You might be aware. You might be too aware in the spirit realm. You might need to wake up. You know what I'm saying? You might be so too woke in the spirit realm and too sleep in the spirit realm. So it's like a balance, but pretty much just being aware of your emotional power, your emotional, how you direct emotions, where you directing emotions towards. Also being aware of your own state of being and whether you even in the present moment. That's a big one, because cancers be straight memories, emotions, and feelings in water. So it's like you might think you having a regular ass day like everybody else in the present moment, but your mind is, you know what I'm saying, your spirit and your mind is like maybe back 5-10 years ago still. Like you just ain't grown up yet. You still in whatever state of being you was in. Wait, you know what I'm saying? At some point then. And that shit is no longer you, right? But you might think it still is. And you might be still in the present, what you think the present moment is, doing actions and coming up with thoughts and feelings that you think is you in the present moment, but you really making certain choices, decision making processing shit based upon where you was at in the past, in that past memory. And then you might be still clinging on to certain shit from the past that has been done with everybody else in them moments. They done been, everybody's life done been moved on. You somehow is still back in that water bubble, in that little pool or whatever the fucking wave that, you know what I'm saying? That shit's been dead. It's probably stagnant as fuck. It got dirty ass tadpoles growing in it, sewage, water, all kind of dirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then this is the kind of energy you carrying, not being aware of that you got some like dirty ass sewage water type of emotions and feelings that you like. Why are you swimming in? Why are you like Ninja Turtles in the goddamn sewer? You know what I'm saying? Why are you like cowabunga, skate mode cowabunga on the skateboard and this, that, going through the tunnels and shit in the sewer, and it smell like goddamn dead fish and shit in the goddamn New York. You think you're having a New York day, but you still in like the past. You know what I'm saying? The past. Horse manure sewage mode. Cancerian, get out of that dirty ass emotion. And that's hard. I know that's easier said than done because it'd be real traumas. It'd be real things that, like, how do you see? This is where water signs just in general need to learn from fire signs. I'll just say fire signs. Even air signs. But I'll say more so fire signs because fire burns through reality and just separates, clears out. It just burns shit. Fire don't got no time. Like, fire could be like, yeah, okay, that happened. Okay, and here we go. We're here right now. We're going. Please don't tell me you want to go all the way back because you dropped your newts. Yeah, you might have dropped your newts way the fuck back there. And you didn't say nothing then to like, maybe for us to stop, you know what I'm saying, pull over, this, that, and the third, and address the situation. No, you wanted to hold on. You wanted to drop your newts way the fuck back there out the window or something. Not even let it, and you know what I'm saying, let it not be known. And then like 20 miles down the road, water sign. Now you want to say something to the fire sign, or in general. Now you want to say something in the whip water sign. No, we got a fire sign like, we gotta go. We going. We're going. No, we ain't looking back. No, I don't even want to. No, I don't even know what you aware of, but nigga, I burnt that shit. You know what I'm saying? Fire would just like burn shit and just go. Right? If you think about like your car, right? Gas is like fluid, like the water. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Fire in the mix. Combustion. This burns all that shit. Now you going, like you literally. So water signs are Cancerians in this nature. I guess that's a good example. Try to learn how to take your emotions and feelings, even if it's some old, like you like, how the fuck am I even gonna put this in the tank? Or you like, what do I do with this? You're gonna have to figure out what the fuck, how to somehow convert and transmute them negative ass, you know what I'm saying, them emotions and shit, or just learn how to keep that shit to yourself. Learn how to try to at least keep that shit to yourself and have some type of hold on, before I start jumping around and shit. First point was like the car, like the spaceship, quote unquote, because fuck a car, you can't go nowhere in a fucking car. But the spaceship, right? When you put your gas in the spaceship and then you gotta burn that shit off so you can have some gas to push out air, right? Y'all know, if you know vehicles and shit, you know what I'm talking about. You put gas in the tank in your Honda or some shit. There's a mechanism going. There's a mechanism that was built and designed. That's a man-made shit, but the concepts are practical and shit we do in the spirit realm. Before I even say practical, this is shit we do in the mind and shit first, right? So it's like you got all that. And there's a mechanism that's gonna start heating that shit up, and then it's gonna, that whatever fluids and shit that you just put in your tank, your gas fluid. We talk about